Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Campus Care Presents Panel Discussion. Panel Discussion is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints on topics related to education and society. A topic for the day is classrooms model, and to express their viewpoints on the same, we have with us Mrs. Jyoti Sharma, ma'am, Principal of Greenwood Public School, Haryana. A very warm welcome, ma'am.
Good evening.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Then we have Mrs. Monica, ma'am. Mrs. Monica Mehan, ma'am, Principal of ML Khanna TAV Public School, Dwarka, New Delhi. A very warm welcome, Monica, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Kriti. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And then lastly, we have with us Mr. D. Nageshwar Rao, sir, Principal of Sanghamitra School, Hyderabad. Very welcome, sir.
Namaste. Good evening. Good evening. Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir. So moving on, a flipped classroom model and utilizing technology to deliver content outside of class and engage students in active learning during class time. Jyoti ma'am, over to you. What is a flipped classroom model that we are talking of and how is it different from the traditional teaching methods, ma'am?
Yeah, so good evening, all of you. I think fact that the flipped classroom is one amongst the modern teaching method which is very nicely prevalent in today's world for today's children, unlike our times. And the credit for this goes to the two very well-known others who played a key role in bringing the flipped classroom concept into its existence. I'm talking about the two chemistry teachers, John Bergman and Aaron Sams. They found a software to record the bit online for those children who missed the class or could not come and attend the class. And this was spread across and soon created a very, very new method of learning. For them, what was best in my classroom? Now, this question answers one part of your question, the flipped classroom versus the traditional classroom. So, coming back to the flipped classroom, that is, it refers to, I talk about the traditional method of teaching, there is an online setup where the students and teachers are physically present in the classroom scenario. It is more so in the classroom that we are talking about, where the teacher takes the main role. The center role and the student involved depending on the level of children and the interaction in the class. However, in the flipped classroom, which uses a structured approach where the idea that the lecture has to happen in the classroom, important is the learning, how it can be very nicely put across to the children. So basically, what they felt was that the time that we are using in the classroom for giving the lecture or making the students understand a concept and then taking the be utilized by giving the same information for home. So flipping the work of school as well as the home. That is the core concept of flipped classroom. So the children, the teacher shares the children with the children presentations or through other handouts, which the children at their own pace, at their own speed and time, they read it, they try to understand it, or they watch it, and then they come to the concepts. They discuss those concepts. So the time is very optimally utilized in group activities, hands-on activities, where they analyze whatever they have learned and they learn in assisting the children. So the class in the flipped classroom setup is can be called as the invert of the regular method of teaching, where the instructions are delivered online,
Okay,
outside of the class, and the students they watch their lectures and they come prepared. So it is the reverse of the traditional teaching role, where the lessons in the traditional teaching role, we all know that the lessons are first taught, and then the homework is assigned classroom system. First, the study of the course material is done, which is shared by the teacher, and the children do it through the online lectures or through videos or any other medium that the teacher uses. And then they come to the in-depth learning of the concepts, unlike the traditional method, where the time consumed is more. So the flipped classroom uses a more of application-based approach for the students, where they are involved in the hands-on and the problem-solving activities, which they can design independent activities where the child is independently or the individual activity is involved for the children, or the activities can be done in group so that the children can participate more actively, work upon the inference of best possible solution. So this flipped classroom system, I think this is a very nice teaching method, which is a modern teaching method, which is very nicely being used nowadays in most of the schools, and it brings out or the learning outcome of the students. That's the take from my side.
thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am. Very beautifully explained, ma'am. Moving forward, Monica ma'am, firstly, would you like to add something to Jyoti ma'am? And also, ma'am, Jyoti ma'am just mentioned about technology. So, what according to you, does technology, what role does technology plays here, ma'am? Ma'am, you're on mute actually. Monica ma'am, you're on mute.
Yes, I just unmuted myself. Thank you. And okay, so adding on to what Jyoti ma'am said, in simple language, flipped classrooms is you do schoolwork at home and homework in school. That's the flexibility that flipped classrooms give you. And yes, it was being talked about ever since technology was introduced, ever since we had computers. But then it was really during the pandemic that we started using this. And the teachers, they understood the relevance that, every new thing that has to be taught, or every part of the chapter need not always be taken up in the classroom. There are other things like there are links that can be given to the students, there are presentations that can be shared, there are blog articles that can be given to the students, and they can study those things at their own pace. And when they come to school, there is more of interaction with the teacher and interaction with the peers, which creates a better and more concrete platform for learning. Now, the second thing that you asked me is about the role of technology. Well, technology is very, very important. Flipped classrooms, it is not a new concept in India. In the Gurukuls, the flipped classrooms were there. So everything that the Guru was teaching, It was not just in the class, it was being taught in different methodologies. And in the current scenario, we are, yes, we have less of open spaces and we have less of the natural environment where a child can go and learn, but then there is technology. So, if I take the example of the pandemic, well, the online platforms that were available for the students, I won't take names, but then yes, there were many platforms that were available for the students. In fact, there were some where the students had their own digital notebook and the teachers could create classrooms. In fact, in our school, we never missed an assembly. Even during the pandemic, there were morning assemblies, there were homeworks given every day. So, what the teachers were able to do is that within a limited span of time, why I'm saying limited, because at that time everybody had concerns, too much online environment would be harmful. So, the teachers were then able to explore and find out that what is that part of a chapter that can be given to the student to work it on in himself or herself, and then what are those times when the teacher really needs to sit with the student, whether in an online environment or offline, and then work with the students. So now, the relevance of flipped classrooms is understood, flipped learning is understood, and now the teachers are looking at it as a tool to aid teaching, to understand and to build better learning platforms. So, yes, technology has a major role. There are parts which can be converted to presentations, there are presentations that can be converted to videos, there are topics where the teacher can simply share the YouTube link, or a video can be shared, or a blog post can be shared, and then next day there can be an interactive session based on that. And yes, assessments too, but then I guess you have separate questions for that. So thank you. That's all from me for this.
Thank you so much, Monica ma'am. Nageshwar sir, firstly, would you like to add something to Monica ma'am? And also, do you think that ma'am was just mentioning about flip classroom learning? So, do you think that it promotes active learning or engagement among students, sir? Sir, you are on mute actually. Sir, सर बोल रहे हैं बट सर म्यूट पे उन्होंने दिखाओ.
Good evening once again. I agree with Jyoti ma'am and Monica ma'am what they said. I agree. But it depends upon the facilities available in the organization. So we have to take according to the system availability. If we take example government school, the facilities are not available.
Sir, you're not audible.
Now ma'am,
Yes, sir. Please go on.
once again good evening all of you. Thank you for entire for giving us the opportunity to speak and share my views. I agree with both the speakers, Jyoti ma'am and Monica ma'am, what they said about deep learning. As they said about Gurukul and the modern system after pandemic. And when it comes back to government schools or the other schools, whatever the facilities are available, we have to look after. Otherwise, we have to provide based on our facilities and facilities. So, flipped learning, according to me, is a flexible environment, learning culture, international content, and then intentional content also. Next, professional educator. All these put together flip. according to me. So there are various methods: collaborative learning, experiential learning, cooperative learning, etc. The flip learning will help a teacher to be a facilitator. She can be a rest and watch, observe everybody, and that facility can be used very to give examples and make them groups and make them learn, and it will be at different places. Child will be at different place, different groups. The learning will be effective. So, however, it depends upon the facilities available in our organizations. I'll give an example. Deep learning is an approach that allows teachers to implement methodology or various methodologies in their classrooms. So these deep learners also act as leaders later and they distinguish between a flipped classroom and flipped learning. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, ma'am.
Now let's have a look at this video, ma'am and sir, and the viewers watching us out. Thank you so much, everyone. Jyoti, ma'am, over to you. Ma'am, can you suggest us some of the methods, some of the practices to design an effective classroom, design an effective flipped classroom model, ma'am?
The voice is not there.
Ma'am, am I audible now?
I'm not able to hear. Can you repeat
Ma'am, am I audible now?
the question? I am not able to hear.
You are audible to us, but I don't know, ma'am.
Can you repeat the question?
Ma'am, now am I audible to you? I'll repeat the question. Okay. Can you suggest us some of, the methods, some of the practices to design an effective flipped classroom, ma'am?
Again, the voice is gone.
Monica, ma'am, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am,
You want me to answer?
yes, ma'am, please go on.
All right. So, to design an effective model, we first need to keep in mind the course content. Like there should be a degree of flexibility that should be available both to the teacher and to the student in determining which part or which part of the syllabus is going to be done at home and which kind of discussion or interaction is going to happen in school. So, this is really important. The teacher can judiciously do this, and yes, after taking the relevant feedback from the students and sometimes maybe the parents also. It also depends on the content that is available in terms of the content through technology, like the kind of videos, the kind of presentations. So for a model, a flipped classroom model, to be really effective, the course first needs to be determined that which part is going to be done at home by the student and which part is going to be done in school. Assessment too is very, very important. So, how and when the child is going to be assessed, which part of the content is going to be a part of the group learning activity, which part is going to be individual learning, where the teachers are going to give relevant work to the students or student, and how, what would be the teacher's role, what would be the student's role. All these things need to be determined, they need to be recorded before an active and effective flipped classroom model actually starts working. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Monica, ma'am. Jyoti, ma'am, am I audible to you now? Okay, no problem, ma'am.
Yes, you're audible. Pause in between. Yeah, yeah.
Ma'am, would you like to add something to Monica, ma'am? Can you suggest us some of the methods to, design an effective flipped classroom
There's
model, ma'am?
Yeah. So whatever ma'am has spoken, I agree to that. There has to be a preconceived planning as far as what is to be done and how it has to be done. And for that matter, we have to have the type of learners present in the class. And I would refer to the Bloom's taxonomy here. So basically, in the flipped classroom, the unlike the traditional setup, where the initial remembering, understanding, and only by the teacher. So in the flipped classroom, these three stages are covered up outside the classroom. It is not necessary to be done in the classroom scenario. So it can be done at home, like she was explaining, through the PowerPoint presentations, through videos, through links, through any other technology-driven content, which can be browsed through, learned, understood by the children at home. Flexibility in terms of space, in terms of time is there. But yes, of course, the teacher has to create a deadline. I mean, a time span has to be decided that this is an outer limit, otherwise, it will spill over. So there has to be a control. The whole class is ready. The teacher has, according to the deadline, she can just discuss the matter in the class. And then there is a better utilization of time also. As for the learning content, as I was explaining, the FLIP acronym, which is essence, the core pillars of flipped classroom. So the instructional content has to be done through an enriched learning culture. That has to be done, and the content has to be also according to the levels of the children, so that in our entire due process without wasting of time, so that the objective of teaching learning process can be achieved.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am. Nageshwar sir, would you like to add something to Jyoti ma'am and Monica ma'am?
Yes. First of all, we all should be thankful to pandemic, otherwise we don't learn all these methods. As a teacher, I don't know this flipped learning before. Maybe I have learned in my childhood, and Gurukulas are the best system. That's why Indians are best everywhere across the world. So our Prime Minister and we all, 65% of youth in our India should make an effort to do this effort of learning, best learning possible. Next point. So the training of these young youth children is supposed to be on our heads, our shoulders, whatever you feel. So wholeheartedly, if you teach them, they can take our particular Bharat, India to high place, top number one place. So, however, teachers should be passionate, children also should be very interesting. It should be a joyful learning and happy learning, but not a imposed learning on the children. So, this kind of flip learning and all types of learning used in a flexible manner. Suddenly, a program takes place in a school, so that day teacher plans something and comes, she will be upset. So, what is the alternative? How to give the assignment, how to give the teaching that particular day, otherwise the syllabus will be lagging. These kind of problems should be overcome by taking these kind of methods. So technology plays the role, vital role. So we all should be responsible for this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nageshwar sir, very well said. Thank you so much, Monica ma'am. Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am and Nageshwar sir, for being here today.
Thank you
Pleasure is
all.
ours.
And for all the viewers watching us out, do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more stuff like this. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.